Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mr. Pop That Thing, that's me, the one and only triple the G.O.D. Pound it, yes indeed. Always surrounded by my family, the squadron, but most importantly you. Yes, you. You're live right here with us, right here on TGRF TV. Yo, we live right back in the mix with another episode of the Savage Era, baby! Because, yo, we have got this backlash we need to get into, and I have a lot to say about the... Let me get in the frame here. The greatest wrestling match ever. But before we get into that, we have got a lot of WWE to cover. And given one of the things that we should cover at the top of it, because we won't get another opportunity to, let us take the time to congratulate one AJ Styles, the phenomenal AJ Styles, that's him, is your new Intercontinental Champion in an armory burner against Bryan Danielson. Yeah. I'm like, the armory burner was the joke. The Bryan Danielson thing was not supposed to get me to chuckle, but yet here we are, though. But yo, that match was sick. But again, given what my level of what sick is in a wrestling match, Bryan Danielson, AJ Styles match. Of course, you gonna burn the armory down if you could actually physically do a thing. You probably could. It was murder work. Here's the thing. This is not the last we're going to see of AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental title. I don't think so. I'm like, it kind of sucked how Sammy got stripped of the title that he never technically lost, and that'll probably be a storyline in 50 billion years from now. That's actually going to become a legitimate segue in about a minute from now. Remind me of that. But it's going to be interesting to see like what's going to happen with the Intercontinental title now that AJ got it on this thing. So I'm guessing a lot of open challenges, people getting a chance to get a shot, and AJ dropped the title around, let's say, Survivor Series. We'll plan that far ahead for him to lose the title, but he's going to be champ for a minute because they ain't really got nothing else for that man to do other than be champion. But again, an armory burner between Bryan Danielson and AJ Styles. I don't know why that makes me laugh. But anyway, regardless of that, let me get the shirt straight. Let me do this right here. Because now we are about to get into wrestling proper with WWE Backlash. And we start off with our kickoff match in the thing that in this whole build to Backlash that has confused me the most, other than greatest wrestling match ever, and also, no, that's the spoiler. We're not even to get into that because we're going to spend 15 minutes on that subject alone. But even given that, dear WWE, I would like to take a time to thank you for remembering Apollo Crews fucking exists. I appreciate that, and he won the United States Championship. I don't get nowhere, and it's just like, COVID doing some good. Because COVID has literally made the WWE remember that they hire people on the roster to fucking wrestle. So, Apollo Crews is the champion, finally living up to all the hype that he had this whole time because I knew he could do it. Wrestling fans in the streets knew he can do it, and now he's the champion and successfully defending that belt against Andrade, and this will be the match you will see forever. This match was a literal reflection of Apollo Crews and Andrade have done this once, twice, thrice times a lady. We've done this before. Great match still. Here are some questions. When is Angel Garza getting his, or when is Angel Garza getting the old version of Rapido back? Because that's the most important thing about this match to take away. Here's my other question. What's this thing y'all building between Apollo and my boy KO? Because we know he gonna betray him. That's just what Kevin Owens do. It was great that he got involved in the match again. That he got involved in the, well, let's not say involved. Let's say Angel Garza inserted himself into the match and Kevin Owens inserted a stunner to one Angel Garza, who still has the best wrestling theme on the planet today. Well, he don't anymore. I don't know who does, because that new remix of Rapido is Garbaggio. Garbaggio. Yes, I can still spell that. Even given that, match was hot. Because again, the familiarity of Apollo and Andrade building up. It's like, I'm a happy camper right now that Apollo Crews actually got a title belt across his waist, and it's not a tag team belt. It's a single title. It feels good right now to be a fan of Apollo Crews, but this is the WWE. They're going to find a way to fuck this up. So this should be interesting to see how long this is. Because, again, this is the same company who fed Kofi to Brock in 9 seconds. I have no hope. I don't give a damn how much you say Black Lives Matter in this world. Nah. Black wrestlers don't matter because Apollo's finna get fed to somebody and that person's going to be Kevin Owens. So, I'll wait. Anyway, got the stuff in front of me as usual. Continuing, let's take a moment to talk about my two favorite ladies in this damn federation. Bayley and Sasha Bay, because, let's talk about them. So, a couple weeks ago on some show called SmackDown, Bayley and Sasha beat Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. And what I honestly thought this was leading into was a rematch between Bayley and Sasha and Nikki Cross and Nikki Bliss, right? That's what I thought. That there would be some miscommunication, it would fall apart, and you're building for SummerSlam, and no. Because, see, this is where things get a little tricky. Randomly out the blue, and more than randomly out the blue, we have wrestlers on a roster. The Iconics show up out of nowhere and get dragged into this build and mess, and it becomes a three-way for a title that had no business being a three-way. But I kind of understand it from the build and the story you want to tell here. Because, see, the bait and magical swerve of this is that here is what I came into the match and thought. That honestly, for real, I thought this was the lead up to the match we all want to see. The build that been taken forever of Bayley and Sasha murdering each other inside a wrestling ring for a damn title. Not exactly. But I bring good news from this match. The Iconics showed out, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them because, you know what I'm saying, like, when they were the women's tag team champion, even before that, they were just a fun tandem to watch, cut promos and be in the ring. It was fun to watch them. So that nice long minute that you forgot they existed, it was not a sad time, because remember, we all forgot they existed. That is the canon here. But even given and still, it's kind of strange that even given all that Bayley and Sasha came out on top here. So, again, until Bayley and Sasha take a major L, but hell, it's like this WWE, they would still book Bayley and Sasha falling apart with them having the tag team titles. You guys remember when John Cena was tag team champions with Batista and everyone else? John Cena was tag team champions before they got betrayed by somebody, knives and backs and stuff. So if the WWE wants to do this, they'll do this and make an attempt to make it work. We got a great match out of all of this, but again, I was expecting fallout because, again, we in June. I don't know. Well, actually, I know the answer to that because I just remembered. Extreme Rules is next. So, damn. Okay. Brain. Thank you, Noodle. Appreciate that. So, yeah. So, you still got another pay-per-view to build to before this Bayley and Sasha thing falls apart. And even given that, they can sit up here and literally go through a whole nother building month for a pay-per-view, still be the tag team champions, and then so the final season of the season, and then have the armory burner, because that's gonna be my word for today. Anytime from now on I say armory burner, we gonna do this like Pee-wee's Playhouse. I did that in another video and then forgot I said the damn word, but the video was like 50 minutes long, so yeah, you forget that. But yeah, let's give it a try, everybody. Armory burner, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But it'll be interesting to see what the build for this actually is going to be. And again, the most important standout of this is that the WWE, remember, they have talent on the roster that need to be used, and that it shouldn't take a global epidemic to remember you pay people to sit at home. That's the thing that happened. Can't do nothing about that. It is what it is. I don't even want to talk about this. And it's not that I don't want to talk about this because I don't want to talk about this. This stupid. And you might be wondering that, if you watch the pay-per-view, you know what match is up next. And it's just like, let's talk Jeff Hardy and Sheamus, alright? Like, as I sit here and lament this, because this is freaking stupid. And it's like, it's not stupid in the way you may assume I think it's dumb. It's stupid just like this. Nobody cares, and I don't mean this in the instance that no one is invested in Jeff Hardy or Sheamus bro kicking motherfuckers. No, that's not what I'm saying. This storyline of Jeff Hardy's redemption is stupid. It don't matter. It's unimportant. Jeff Hardy has had his ups and downs and has literally been drunk and high fucking in a wrestling ring. So what? You really gonna wheel this out as a storyline? Your bright ideas for a storyline include knocking Jeff Hardy out and having Sheamus crash a car and kayfabe injure Elias. Like, that makes some fucking sense. And that also doesn't bring up this man's history, which he and his family and no one else honestly wants to revisit. Not that because that it's not a cautionary tale of you shouldn't get drunk and high and wrestle people because you have the life of somebody in your own damn hands. None of that. The thing is, there are sometimes things should just be water under the bridge, and Jeff Hardy's fuck-ups should be water under the proverbial magical bridge of I fucked up really bad, bro. And that should have just been that. But no, no, we can't do that. You want to up the ante? Let's throw piss at a fool, because you know that. It's like the thing was, I was already checked out the storyline because the Jeff Hardy redemption thing is like, yeah, I want to see what y'all do with this, but I don't really didn't care. But when you literally throw piss at another human being, but I guess it is better to be pissed off than pissed on. I guess so, Jeff Hardy. Even given all of this, they put on a hell of a wrestling match. And I'm going to be for real. This was booked the way it should have been. In the instance of Sheamus beat Jeff Hardy, that's the way it should have went down. That I'm not sitting up here saying that Jeff couldn't have his redemption story. No. It's just that a great redemption story starts with somebody getting knocked the fuck out. And in this instance, Jeff Hardy got fucking bro kicked. This is the way you play it. Because see, they need to build Jeff for the big giant win at SummerSlam. It's like, unless they really finna blow this off and Jeff Hardy is gonna get his revenge in this weird ass rubber match in some kind of damn. I just figured out the damn answer. Yep, see, that's why we do this. So yeah, next month at Extreme Rules, it'll be a TLC match of Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. Now actually it'll just be a ladder match because they'll find something dumb to put up there like rehab papers. Oh, Lord. I'm scared myself with how accurate this is going to be next month. We literally going to be sitting here from a month from now talking about this damn product and talking about rehabilitation papers on a pole mat, dog. Oh, Lord. You know what? Look, match was hot. It was booked the way it was supposed to, because if you want the redemption story, Jeff Hardy's got to get knocked out and get back up and show that, yeah, Sheamus got the better of me tonight, but I'll get him later in this rehabilitation papers on a pole match, because Sheamus is an asshole. So, yeah, get used to this shit. Moving right along, that's one way to protect your champion, right? We're talking about Kana-chan, the cutest thing on the internet. I'm like, she eats Spanish things, and it's such the most amazing and adorable thing on the internet. And then we remember Nia Jax put on a damn mask and some face painting. We're just kind of like, why? She's in the ring being irresponsible and murdering people. We're also like, why? Here's the thing. This match was okay. And this is given that one of the best women wrestlers in the world is involved in this match, and Nia Jax was there too. What the f*** was that double count out though, family? No. I get it. I understand. For the protection of both Nia Jax and Asuka, that, yeah, I get it, but, you know, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Again, more brain beats, because I'm still in dashy work now. More noodle gang. Right, look. Asuka is going to have this match again at Extreme Rules. You know what I'm saying? Asuka going to have this match at Extreme Rules. It's the only way to properly elevate Asuka as a champion, even though she doesn't need elevation. And this is also in the mystical reminder that Charlotte just lost the NXT title, shows up on Raw and beats Asuka fucking clean, and The less we talk about Charlotte Flair, the better I'll feel. But Triple H tells us in 4 months you'll understand why she lost the title to Io Shirai and then walked on Raw and sat up her and beat Asuka. Why? But again, Asuka should have beat Charlotte at WrestleMania. No. You know what? No, we're moving on. I'm not doing this with you. No, not today, internet. No, I'm not going there. Look, the match was at best, and I'm being respectable here. It ended in a double countout. No one knows why. It makes no sense booking wise, other than you're trying to protect Asuka, and for some reason you're trying to get Nia Jax out the way. I don't get it, and it don't make no sense. And just reminding myself of that Charlotte, she just pissed me off even more. So this should be interesting. This should be interesting. In 4 months, we'll understand why. And I kind of got a feeling that somebody's been watching Impact Wrestling, and that's not going to be good. If that's what they're going to do, they shouldn't do that. If everyone can do Tessa Blanchard, just let the fuck go, okay? Thank you. Anywho, next is our Universal Championship, because Braun Strowman needs something to do after he accidentally, and is still accidentally still the Universal Champion. That blue belt is cool, by the way. Here's the issue. I kind of thought a little bit that maybe it would be fun to see Miz and Morrison as co-champions. Right before this, pre-match interview, only one of you suckers gets to be champion. Of course you give away the damn finish when you say that. You get the finish is given away, because there's no way that, even though Miz and John Morrison having hella fun, and I'm having hella fun enjoying it, when they thought they could be co-champions, and that was something they could write a storyline around, maybe that would be fun. That again, because see, here's the thing. Before that backstage vignette, I thought this was going to be a literal revisit of the history of when Braun lost the Intercontinental title in a 3-on-1 handicap match, because fuck your life or whatever. So I'm thinking, well, yeah, it's like, it's the lesson of, if you write the story, has the champion learned this lesson? Because you took your eye off the ball, Sami Zayn became... Yeah, AJ Styles is the Intercontinental Champion. I know none of that should matter. Braun Strowman lost that title and became the Universal Champion by beating Granddaddy fucking Goldberg. You know what? Wrestling is fucking stupid. Never mind. No, never mind. But even given that yeah, the finish was given away at that point. However, to comment on things non-match related, other than that dope skull crusher finale after John Morrison drop kicked Braun Strowman in the head, which I thought was dope. That video after they came out was kind of stupid. That light-skinned girl getting dusted with slime, that was dope. Braun Strowman showing he can sit up here and tip over something, that's always great. Like, every time they need to make Braun Strowman look really gangster, they sit up here like, yo, put something over, B. Like, you put something over, the fans will love it. You know what I don't love? They sticking with a train gimmick. Choo-choo, like, what is this, Tokuja? Y'all don't know nothing about that. Don't nobody who watch my Toku stuff watch the rest of stuff. They probably one person who do, but Tokuja, go look it up. It's a superhero show about kids transforming into train conductors. It's a long story. You probably want to hear it, but you won't hear it from me, because that was when I was still watching it and not reviewing Tokusatsu. But again, trains. Thomas the Tank Engine, bitch. I don't know. The Strowman Express run. I saw the t-shirt and I'm just kind of like, really? Then he start coming out to it, and then the announcers start trying to put this shit over, and I'm just kind of like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, why? Like, I don't get it. And I go, this, and just like, crazy. I don't. No. Totally not. Just totally not. Again, Miz and Morrison, dope, would have been co-champion, but as soon as you said they were going to have to stab each other in the back for one of them to win the title because they're two egomaniacs, then yes, you giving away your finish. And of course, this is some damn stopgap until we get to SummerSlam. So, let's take a second and let's literally think about this. Let's literally think about this, because I just had a thought in my head and we finna run this. So, if the best you could do for your Universal Champion was to defend his title in a 2-on-1 handicap match, what competent opponent do you have for this man? Well, the one answer I have is Daniel Bryan, because AJ Styles is going to be too busy defending the title. Maybe if they get Sheamus off bro kicking the drunk guy, maybe he can go fight Strowman or something. I don't get it. Unless they build him back for Roman to come back at SummerSlam or something to take the title off Braun or something like that. But it's the WWE. It's Mick World, bitch. If any Max World, anything can happen. I don't know. But I wonder what the build gonna be from next to Extreme Rules. You've got to sit up here and you've got to legitimately wonder, like, that's what we're gonna do here. I don't know. It don't make no sense to me. I don't understand. I don't even understand. Like, I understand how the bill came about. Like, how this became a thing. While they was doing this whole, we finna make Braun Strowman like a living hell, I just had a question mark over my head. Like, why? And still, I'm sitting up here in therapy about WWE, and it still don't make no sense about why I watched this wrestling match and why the hell it happened. The end. Let's not talk about this no more. You want to know something I want to talk about? I want to talk about my boy, Big Black Bobby. 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 My boy, Big Black Bobby. Big Black Bobby. Doing work. You know what? You want to know what? I'm glad they spent the last month building up to this pay-per-view by putting over a fucking full Nelson. Like, how? How does that work? How do you spend the last month putting over Bobby Lashley put a fool in a full Nelson and it's super effective like Pokemon, and I'm just like, no, but yeah, you know, whatever, let's do that. So Big Bad Bobby putting fools in a full Nelson, okay, whatever. Full Nelson lives matter, and whatever. The standout for this whole build to this Big Black Bobby Drew McIntyre match have been my boy MVP. I love that dude. I said a while back, I have gained a new respect, not for the character, but the man behind the character. And I appreciate his struggle and everything. So it's like, he's just somebody I'm rooting for personally, because I just like that dude and respect him. So to see him be involved in something, in this major of a storyline, I'm like, yo, that's what's up. I'm like, and the thing is that Bobby can cut a decent promo, but MVP a great talker. He can walk in and he can talk. So it's good for Lashley to be able to concentrate putting fools in a full Nelson and it getting over. That's important here. Keep that in mind. While MVP do all the talking. During all of this, we've got Lana, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, just for the record, the boy Miro, he got his own channel now on YouTube. I just figured I'd give him a plug, you know, just because we're putting it there. Is that Big Back Bobby told White Lana, stay your ass in the back. I'm finna put fools in a full Nelson. Full Nelson lives matter. Stay your ass over there. Of course, it's been this thing and this whole build to, you know, Lana finna get involved. And Lana's finna get involved for the one reason you think that she shouldn't. We'll talk about that in a minute, though. This match was off the chain. Like, for real. Like, I honestly thought, because one of the things I honestly thought that they was finna sit up here and literally send Drew to get full Nelson. Like, this was finna be a quick full Nelson, lock him up. Like, and literally the beginning before the bell rang, Big Black Bobby locked up Drew McIntyre with the full Nelson. Locked him up. Hit him with the body scissors, whole nine. Locked him up. It took a couple referees. Get off him, Big Black Bobby. Please don't hurt him, man. Please don't hurt him. And he let him go. And then they had a wrestling match. And it was the ebb and flow of the match that you thought. Because Big Black Bobby did what Big Black Bobby do Big Black Bobby things, is that for the first third of the match, Bobby was whooping that ass. Like the way you supposed to. Big Black Bobby whooping that ass. Just whooping that ass. Then, you know, Drew, our hero, comes with the fiery comeback. And it's this and it's that. And then Here come Muff and Lana, bro, and I'm just like, oh my god. And it's like, here's the part right here where I'm finna take a drink real quick. I was drinking a lot of water pre this video, so it ain't hardly nothing left in there. But I'll just take a smaller swig though. No, kill it. And I quote to you, "That's good." Anyway, here's the problem with White Lana, right? She isn't coming out because she's coming out under the guise of supporting her husband. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the real reason, wrestling why she's coming out here. We need superhero Drew to whoop Big Black Bobby's ass. So how do we do that? We sit up here and we make it White Lana's fault. Okay? Because see, here's the problem. You can't make Bobby look soft. Drew can't lose right now. So you need the distraction for the technical clean win for your babyface, because if Bobby wanted to, he could have slapped on that fool Nelson, Big Black Bobby style, and could have been the champion. The thing is that this ain't over between the two of them, and I understand that it kind of makes sense because I want to see this match again. I want to see this match again, no Lana. I'm like, it's Extreme Rules. Get these two fools in the cage. Get some real interference in there. Get MVP to hit him with a Yakuza kick and call it a day. Interference. Big Black Bobby's the champion. That's what you do. That's honestly how I would book that. It's like, and he win it at the joint, and then him and Drew have a knockout drag out, and then that's their rubber match at SummerSlam. That's how I would book that from then on out. You ban White Lana from ringside. You send her, you tell her on way, White Lives Matter or something, just tell her go to the crib or some shit. Just go over there. You do that. And then you let MVP walk in and talking, and you let Bobby put fools in the big and that Big Black Bobby Nelson, Big Black Bobby, and just do that. It's like, when I saw that backstage promo earlier, I was like, oh God, Bobby's losing. And I literally had hope that Bobby was finna slap that fool with that fool Nelson and make him give up. Because see, if that was the finish though, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, dipping into AEW town. The whole finish between my boy Mox and that guy who, the dude formerly known as Harper. You may know him as Mr. Brody. But anyway, that you have a finish like that where he didn't give up, he just took a nap. And I really think that's the only way you can book Drew McIntyre to lose, unless it's some dirty heel tactics. That's why I said MVP with the Yakuza kick. That's why I said that's how you book that. Like, have MVP, so that you get him in the cage and have MVP interfere. Because see, then that's the only way you gonna, because the only way for real, the way that they gonna continue to book Drew, the only way he loses by some BS. There ain't nobody unless you know what? Oh God, I just had a random thought. Like, unless, well, they not finna do that. He on SmackDown, so you don't have to worry about your boy Cancer Joe coming through and hitting this fool with a spear and he just being like, man, I give up. That's not gonna happen. That's a far way, but it's a scary thought to think about, that the many small ways you could book Drew McIntyre in 2020 to lose the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, is that the only way you gonna do this if he lose dirty. And Bobby Lashley is the perfect dude to beat him with some interference with the help of either MVP or maybe Lana. I'm not really sure, but that's the only way that, at least if this is a program they gonna continue, that's the only way they getting the title off Drew. Only way. You can't, it's like they have really booked themselves into a corner. Because you can't book a champion like Drew to lose like that, because he beat Bork. Like, literally murdered, like him and Bork had a murder fight, and Drew beat Bork. So the only way you can book this fool to lose the title is by 30 means. And Bobby Lashley, aka Big Bang Bobby, is the only way you getting that done, bro. Because I don't really see them building nobody else to beat him dirty and take that title off him. But at the same time, we may be in for a long Drew McIntyre reign. And that's another thought. And I'm okay with that. But the only way you getting the title, no matter who it is, Drew ain't losing clean. They'll never book that. Unless Drew do something, unless Drew go post something dumb on Twitter or do something stupid. The only way Drew McIntyre losing the title is on interference. He gotta lose it on dumb stuff so he can still look strong as a champion, and then strive to get it back because Claymore kick, bitch, and it just is what it is. So we're not, like I said, we're not done with Drew and Big Black Bobby. We're not done yet. Don't worry about that. It's all good. Just chill. I got hope that it's gonna be Bobby Lashley, Drew, Extreme Rules in a cage, lose the title dirty, and then they had a rubber match at SummerSlam. It should be interesting, but that's just my fantasy booking for just that. Unless they're gonna have Bobby do something else, which I don't think they're going to do, because I have a feeling someone named Drew McIntyre is going to get put in a full Nelson by some guy named Big Black Bobby. Big Black Bobby. It just is what it is. Can we talk? Us. You know what I'm saying? Let Uncle Triple rap with you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I've been waiting for this for years. Other than that thing, which is our main event of the evening, I have been waiting for this. Remember what I said about these cinematography ass matches? Can't you leave well enough alone? Can you, W? Can you? Can't leave well enough alone. The build up to this non-tag team title match between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. And by the way, let me remind you, Ivar's the cute one because the freaks love him. Like he knew Scott Steiner. The freaks love him. All these thick girls come out like, yo, he's so cute, but your boy ugly as shit. It's like, y'all wrong for this shit. Wrong as fuck. Y'all wrong. You don't shame somebody else. Everybody is beautiful in his or her or them or its own way. You don't do that. But anyway, regardless of that, right? I appreciated the build to this nothing. I did, because it's like as much as it was started, it's like every time this Street Profits and Viking Raiders, let's play sports games and shit. Like we decided that what we finna do is we finna play a whole bunch of track and field, and one of the last thing they did to the build this match was technically track and field, but we're not gonna get into that either. I just wanted to mention track and field about Hyper Sports R's never coming out on the Switch, but that's a whole nother set of videos. But anyway, given all of this, every time I saw one of these, I would get sick of it, and then there'd be something that would bring me back, and then it was this love-hate relationship with this whole build for this to be a non-title match. But this gave us a whole lot of things, and I really think that this is how you end something like that. We know they're going to have a title match at some point, whether I think they might have one tonight on Raw. I can't remember right now. But this is how you do that shit. Like, real talk, like the build-up of, if you some lapsed person who just tuned in to pay-per-views, is that, remember the time we went bowling, dog? And it's like, they had callbacks to all of that. But do you want to know what the highlight of the match was? It had nothing to do with nobody who was actually booked in this thing. Akira Tozawa fucking ass come out of nowhere on a fucking motorcycle. Bitch, I'm a ninja. And I'm like, I am dead. I'm just like, I'm done. I'm like, I have no oxygen in which to continue. Fuck life. He came out speaking Japanese, bro. I'm a ninja, fam. And I'm just like, what? And then the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders team up to become the Viking Profits, or the Street Raiders, the Viking Profits Street Raiders, and fight these ninjas. And I'm like, God damn, why? Like, why though? Like, this is like blowing my mind though. That they fight each other, talking shit through this whole build up, like people getting knocked through windows, bowling balls to people nutsacks. We teaming up, and we the Teenage Mutant World Wrestling Federation Turtles teaming up to fight ninjas, bruh. And I'm like, really? Like, bro, like, with me, right? And I'm just like, word, 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 word. And I'm like, okay, I'm back now. The same way I was watching the vignettes and coming in and out of them. I'm kind of like, well, they gonna do something. Akira Tozawa ride up on a motorcycle, speaking Japanese. I'm a ninja, nigga. I'm like, why? And I'm just like, okay. Then they sit up here, they fight the ninjas, and then Akira Tozawa like, yo, you thought we was done? Big tall ass dude got his big ass black Gitsu blade and shit. What the fuck is happening here? And I'm just like, this shit hella dumb. And I'm like, yes, I like this. And then nothing. Well, except they ended up in a trash can, and some thick referee came out like, Ivor, are you cute? And I'm looking at her like, you cute too, baby. And I'm just like, hell yeah. And I'm just like, yo. I'm like, I appreciated the dumb. Like, again, like, this was just stupid. And again, like, it took me in and out, just like all the vignettes. And then Akira Tozawa, I'm a ninja, bitch. And I'm just like, the fuck, bruh? Really now? You the ninja, B? Whatever. I can't breathe. I can't breathe no more. Whatever. I'm done with this shit here. Stupid. WWE, you blew your load. Please stop. No more. No more. Y'all need to chill on the Hideo Kojima shit. Y'all need to chill for a minute. Swear to God, on my mama, chill out. I do not need to see Hideo Kojima cutscene every week when I fucking watch Monday Night Raw. Fucking stop. Just fucking stop. Just stop the shit. Just don't do it. No. No. Just no. I enjoyed it, but no builds with cinematography, nothing. Let SummerSlam, let Extreme Rules, let SummerSlam pass. Do that. Then, y'all come back to that. Chill on that for a minute. It is what it is. I just needed a second to breathe. The greatest wrestling match ever. Okay. We gotta talk about this. We do. Because I have a whole bunch of feelings about this. I'll start with this. Even given the finish, the booking for it was correct. If it would have went the other way, I might have had a small problem with it. Not for any reason other than because of my thoughts on word, because I'm finna go with this at whatever angle I want to, because I have all sorts of feelings and y'all about to hear them all. We gonna take a break from this. Either they finna do something at the next pay-per-view or SummerSlam, guaranteed. This gonna be the rubber match. Which Edge will then win. But the right person won this match. The right person was booked to win this match because of. Again, and like I say, if we were talking about a different finish, and if the match would have held it up, I'd have been with it. But if this was the same match and Edge would have won, I might have had a small issue. Anyway, even given that, let's talk about this match. I had some mixed feelings about this match very early. Even before the damn bell rung, because they had the Fink, and it's like I heard the Fink voice, and then I'm like, yo, the Fink dead, bro, and I'm just like, that ain't right. I understood why y'all did it, but in that moment when I heard it, I'm like, yo, y'all foul. That's foul. I understand why. Because of the way you building it. Y'all had Lil Nate up here. Y'all had Lil Nate in the old school in the tie and the blue shirt. Y'all had it old school, and I'm just like, well, okay. Whatever, but like that Fink stuff threw me for a second. It threw me because it's like I kind of feel bad saying that I forgot the Fink one around no more. When I heard his voice in the trick, like, oh shit, I'm like, I felt bad and I was mad for a minute. I was just mad for just a brief second. But then as I watched the match, I kind of forgot about that. And even because I had a little time between when I watched it and when I sat down and rap with y'all, I was able to like gather my thoughts. And y'all about to hear a lot about those. I said that twice. But still, understanding even given that. They had these camera angles and piped in audio, which added to the match but took away from it at the same time. I understand why they did it because of the gravitas of what this match is supposed to represent and things of that nature. Hell, I ain't even talked about the build yet. I'm like in the match and I ain't even talked about how the fuck we even got here. It's like my thing is that my thing of billing this the greatest wrestling match ever, that was something I kind of sort of didn't appreciate because see, when the WWE says the greatest match ever, it is only considered in the bubble of the things that WWE does. We're not talking about how they absorb WCW and all the other Fed stuff that they own. Them saying it's the greatest wrestling match ever and trying to put it over as such is in their own magical universal bubble of they are the only fucking wrestling company that exists, and that's not good. That's not good for the reason that it's not. I get why, but from a real life standpoint, there are going to be way better matches than this, no matter what this match would have put out, regardless of where we ended up right now as I'm sitting in front of this camera. So I thought that was kind of bullshit too. I'm like, I appreciated the build, I did, because it was the whole of the first time y'all fought at WrestleMania. This is not a wrestling match. This is a goddamn fight. Anybody can win a fight. And Edge was able to do enough damage to Randall Orton to win a fight. This, however, is a wrestling match. And it was brought up repeatedly, especially with that peep show segment with Christian, of Christian telling Edge the truth, but then hyping him up like, yo, you can do it. And then you had everybody like, Edge, you can do it all night long, like the Waterboy and shit. And it's like, well, okay, fine. Randy had a lot of doses of reality, and it was Edge that even knew it, because in the opening hype package for it, he's like, the whole time I've been sitting at home and I was on Sci-Fi doing TV shows, Randy was wrestling, bruh. I might not be able to keep up with him. Proven wrong for the most part. This was a wonderful match. Edge proved he still got it. And I appreciate that he had the opportunity to truly go out there and really show what he could do for all that time that he's been waiting to go back to do it. Because I'll be honest, I really think Edge probably still would have retired, but it wouldn't have been because of an injury. He probably had maybe, given that he was trying to start his family and do things outside of wrestling, he probably had another 2, 3, maybe 4 years in him. And if he wouldn't have got injured, he would have probably been able to just step away on his own, do his own thing, and then, come back and be a part-time or whatever. But because his neck got fucked up and shit, things happen. But that whole time, Randy was wrestling, RKOing fools out of nowhere, winning Royal Rumbles, becoming champion, doing all these things while Edge sitting at the crib. And all of that was a major important part of the build, because it brought a sense of cathartic reality to the whole thing. Of Edge could literally go in here and get murdered in a wrestling match by Randy Orton, because Randy Orton will murder a fool in a wrestling ring, because that's what Randy Orton do. And that's fine. Even given all of that though, there is something very important that I realized, like, after I watched the match, when I went and made myself breakfast and sat down and had a chance to think about myself. And I'm probably finna come at this at an angle probably nobody else is finna come at this ass. And if somebody do, you do. But let me say this. This is, strangely enough, a sequel to the Firefly Funhouse match. Just as the Firefly Funhouse match, in my opinion, was a celebration of John Cena and all of his accomplishments and all of the what-ifs of John Cena, the wrestler. The greatest wrestling match ever was a technical promotional tie-in for that thing you're running on the WWE Network of that Ruthless Aggression show. Because we have two superstars in there whose career were made during that era. The Ruthless Aggression era is the era where Edge came into his own as a single star and became the rated R superstar we all know and love. We have literally spent the past 2 decades watching Randy Orton grow in front of our eyes as a professional wrestler and a performer. Regardless of what he do or what he don't do, Randy Orton can monster. And I will give him all the respect in the world that he deserves for being one of the best, and will go down and will probably be first time he will be the head of a Hall of Fame class when he retires 5 to 10 years after retire. Guaranteed. He will head a Hall of Fame class of the WWE. That's a guarantee. No BS. And we talking about Edge, who is a Hall of Famer himself prematurely, because again, if he would have never got injured and all that shit never would have happened, he'd have retired. He'd have had a couple of years, and then he probably would have headed up a class in that different era of your neck didn't get fucked up and you are over here and you are getting the accolades and you have fully done everything you wanted to do and get to retire on your own terms. That's where we are right now. But even given my understanding that this is a sequel to the Firefly Funhouse match, in my honest opinion, because of not only of their decision of how they wanted to present it, but what it is it actually represents when you talk about the two superstars in the ring. When old moves are getting pulled out, when angle slams and rock bottoms are being hit, on top of all of this stuff, Randy Orton and Edge went in there and showed what a great professional wrestling match could look like. And I can't take it away from them. Now again, we right back to the issue of, can we call this the greatest wrestling match ever? In the spirit of the WWE, I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, probably not. This is probably one of the best wrestling matches of the year. But again, this match got a lot of heavy competition from everywhere else knocking. This will be a match that when we get to the end of the year and we start discussing match of the year candidates, this is going to come back up in a conversation for damn sure. Is it going to win? We got a whole other 6 months of professional wrestling, and anything can happen between now and then. But this is one of the best wrestling matches I've ever seen. Because again of what it represents. Because it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I just remembered other stuff that happened. Three Amigos, pedigrees, bruh. Paying homage to these Hall of Famers and legends. It's crazy to really think about this match from all of these different vertices of, again, me coming at it like, yo, this is a sequel to the Firefly Funhouse match as a celebration of the era that these two superstars grew in and became the wrestlers we know and we love and we treasure right now. That this is happening in 2020. Edge and Randy Orton tore the house down. They burnt 20 armories to the fucking ground. That's how great this match was. And I can't really say nothing that really can describe like my shock and awe and my appreciation and my pure glee and happiness that this was a match I got the opportunity while I'm still breathing to watch. That's how good it was. The thing is that here's the magical, sober reality of the product that this is related to. This ain't over. And I say that in not a positive light because either the WWE is going to try to reach out and retouch this match. Because you know it's 1-to-1, so your rubber match is either coming at SummerSlam or it's coming at the next WrestleMania where it will be settled. Because the thing is that I heard rumors, you know what I'm saying, as I was preparing to make this video this morning, that Edge got injured again. That he took a heavy injury. I'm like, and that's all I read because I saw it in a Facebook post. I didn't read what it was, didn't care what it was. Not that I don't care about Edge, but I didn't want that to affect how it was that I was sitting up here and processing and taking this match in, knowing that I was going to get in front of a mic and talk about it. At the end of the day, however, in this bubble, maybe, in the grand scheme of things, no. That's where I am. In the bubble, the WWE has put on, in its history, matches that could be considered the greatest wrestling matches ever. But then the other perspective you really have to put this in is that, because I'm gonna bring this up because it's on my mind, because about a month ago I was at a Chinese restaurant that, rarely enough, like picking up some Chinese food for me and the missus, right? And it was this dude in there, and we was talking basketball. How they talk about how who better, LeBron, Kobe, Jordan. And the thing that I have to consider as being a basketball fan and being a fan of how those three players play basketball, the three of them, well, more Jordan, play in a whole different NBA than Kobe and LeBron ever played in. Because the NBA Jordan played in early in his career was, I will whoop your ass. Like, real talk. Would you like to get uppercutted while you trying to dunk this ball? That's not an NBA that, when Kobe came, it was an NBA that was slowing down a little bit on being rough. And by the time LeBron got there, it was a whole different NBA. It became a shooter's man's NBA by the time LeBron came around. Even when he was starting his career straight from high school to the pros, fam. And I know I bring that up as a weird example because I really think about, like, in the grand scheme of this magical sphere that the WWE loves to create when they want to rewrite history to suit their own needs and to jack themselves off and toot their own damn horns. Again, to the top of when we start talking about this match, of the magical gravitas, and sometimes, and I'm going to say, we'll talk, the damn nerve to say, y'all finna have the greatest wrestling match ever. And I'm just kind of like, that's some balls. That's a big set of cojones to sit up here and literally base your pay-per-view around two legends that you got, the Hall of Famer, let's put it, like Hall of Famer and a future legend in the Hall of Famer and Randy Orton, and say this is the greatest wrestling match ever. And these are featuring a dude who been wrestling nonstop for 20 years and a dude who took 9 years off. And you got a whole roster of superstars who wrestle all the time, could literally still be in a match that you can sit up here and say is the greatest wrestling match ever. And that's kind of really where I sit as wrestling fan who looks at this stuff and be like, well, yes, but. And that's what we are. Like, this is one of the best wrestling matches. You know what? There we go. This is not even an out. This is just where I am in my brain. This is the best wrestling match the WWE to put on in a very long time. Even for all your sideways cinematic ass bullshit that you had to pipe in the noise and all this extra stuff and things of that nature. Even that ending was crazy. Randy Orton said, "Yo, go kiss the wife and kids and go home, dog. You're done, B." And I'm just like, damn, Randy, you was getting gold, fam. But even given that, it's like, again, like I said, watching this match, thinking about this match, digesting it, dichotomizing it, looking at it from the vertices, and even now I'm still sitting here thinking about it. I'm so mixed emotions. Because again, like, when I really think about how much I've grown as a person, because now this is getting interpersonal now, of how long I have been watching these two fools wrestle. Randy Orton been wrestling for 2 decades. Do you hear me? Randall Keith Orton wrestling for 2 decades. 2 decades. 20 years. That's a sobering thing to think about. That 20 years have passed and two people who have had storied wrestling careers are in the greatest wrestling match ever. That's a sobering ass thought. And I'm going to keep it a million with you. Sobering. That's the word I want to use because it brings me, the person, not the wrestling fan, the person, back down to earth. That's crazy. That's crazy as hell. But again, we'll see. This was the greatest wrestling match in the WWE this year. Underline the word wrestling match. I'll give it that. To call it the greatest wrestling match ever, that would be disrespectful to matches that literally have the right to be called that. This may, unless I'm like right now that if we talking WWE, this is the best wrestling match of the year right now. If we talking globally, I'm like New Japan that has some bangers. We talk about AEW all the time. This would be something we can talk about January the 1st. So this is what I'm finna do. You know that box that I threw over here like an hour ago? Sit right here. I'm finna put all my thoughts from my brain into this box, and I'm finna just sit it down properly. I'll pick that box back up in January. We can rehab that discussion then. It's the only thing I can do now. Only thing I can do. I was entertained by this match. Again, the personal part of this match just really just came into view for me as I'm sitting there talking. Understanding and knowing that this was history in front of your eyes. And it's crazy. It is crazy to see. This is a must watch. It's a must watch. It's like I did more talking about my feelings than I did the actual match. But I think that's what's proper here. Because of how I approaching what it is that I do, this is not something that we should be talking about this match hold for hold. And when Edge put that boot to Randy, or when he hit that execution, you know what I'm saying? And I'm prettier in the motherfucker. I don't know. I don't think that's doing it justice. Just watch it. If you ain't, watch it. Because Raw gonna be interesting because Randy finna come off, celebrate like I whooped that fool. So who's the next? Not Granddaddy Goldberg. Oh boy, even giving that, man, one hell of a pay-per-view. Like it was ups and it was downs, and there was a Akira Tozawa and fucking ninjas. And then there was the greatest wrestling match ever. Puts a lot of things in the scope. Real shit. Just keep it 1,000. But seriously, we have got plenty of more show for you. So I just ask that you properly sit back, relax, and stay tuned. See me, I am of course Mr. Pop That Thing. That is me, the one and only triple the G.O.D, aka Mr. C-R-A-C-K, C-O-C-I-N-E, hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man. Bang! And of course, indeed, I am the baddest monster in existence. And yes, don't you ever forget it. Pound it. That right there is green. The green monster, Squish Murder. The squadron, they are the congregation holding down my six, and may they indeed be praised. All day, every day. Bessie, Janine, Magdalena, your girl, and mine. This is Miss Marcy, aka Miss Marcy, home down your unos, doses, thraces, and quattros, crimp. Because we stick winning, never losing round here. Yes, indeed. Yo, do yourself a favor, man. You came through for the first time and you sat through this whole hour damn near of me talking about my feelings about professional wrestling, and you want more of just me just talking things about things? Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell. Know when we putting that crack out and knowing that crack is coming directly to you. Yo, all my social media links are down below. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. You got anything you want to say, you want to rap. And if in that list of those links you will decide you want to show some love with your cash money to help it be better, hit up the Cash App, hit up the PayPal, and of course you can hit up the Patreon. Shout out to my boy, my partner here time, my boy Ryan Baum, and of course my boy Drew, aka Young Moneybags. So I know I'll be watching because we vibe over wrestling, yo. But yo, shout out to both of y'all always holding me down. I appreciate the love, fellas. Look, it's work to be done and there is work to do. So we'll be back with more show. We'll have it after these commercial messages. I got you. We got plenty of more stuff to get to. There is something I should have gotten to this weekend and will. So just sit back, relax, stay tuned like I told you earlier. Take a break. You're free. I'm going to let you free to go get your ass out your seat, take care of your business, do whatever it is you need, because I got some business to take care of. But when we come back, bang, 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 we'll have more show for you, and we'll have it right after these commercial messages. Oh, hell yeah. Feels good, baby. Yeah. More show right after these commercial messages.